Peace, Sean. It's the Lord here, co-word. I'm over here kicking it with the guy, Jay Wiggs. What's good, sir?
What's good, Brody?
Can't call it, man. Just welcome everybody back to the Lucky 7 here. We're on episode 7 for Brody Sports Talk. We're at 1 million views and following, and counting, rather. If you're not following us, you need to click on the bottom right-hand corner on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and like and subscribe and tell a friend to tell a friend. Wiggs, we got... I'd say 2 more days? Yeah, another 2 more days before the draft class of 2026 is underway. And I believe next year, right? Next year or the year after that, the draft is going to be in Washington, right?
Next year, I believe. I believe it's next year. Yeah, I can't wait, man. You know, this is my favorite time of year. So, yeah, next year in DC is going to be crazy. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say the Brodies will be on location, so let's definitely stay tuned to that. But, in the spirit of draft week, Brodies, we're going to be just doing an entire episode about just the draft, and not just this year's draft, but a few drafts in the past. Like now, if you are following the Brodies, you know that we're a Washington-based team. So we talk about the Skins a lot here. In the spirit of draft week, we got lucky number 7. How ironic that the Brodies have the 7th episode on draft week, and we have pick number 7 in this year's draft. That's football poetry right there. But normally, if you're in grade school, y'all, especially in grade number 7, you had to do book reports, right? And before you turned it in, you had to do a rough draft here, right? So the Skins have had their fair share of rough drafts, Wiggs. I mean, we can talk for eons about just the poor draft picks alone, but I don't want to just talk about the bad decisions this franchise has made. I want to talk about the good things as well, because I think we're on the up and ups. We got 5. We got a good offensive line. Our defense has been revamped. 2 new coordinators and a hungry coach on his 3rd year. So let's talk about some of these draft picks that have been good and bad during the franchise here. So just to kick, the conversation off, Wiggs, give me one draft pick that, any year, any decade that you think that you would put as like one of the top picks that this franchise has made.
All right, you're going to have to help me out with this one, Kobe. But okay. I think I'm right on this. Trent Williams, we did draft Trent Williams, right?
We did draft Trent Williams. Let me see if I can find...
What year and what number did we draft him? I believe he was a 1st round pick, and I feel like he was top 10, top 5, like maybe 5 or 6. But
let's see.
I'm not quite sure.
Let's see. I'll find it. So he probably came early. Pause. Let's see. Let's see, because he was definitely a 1st round draft pick. I'm seeing. Here we go. So we drafted him in 2010, 1st round draft pick. Okay. So I'm gonna take it back. It doesn't say
what number though.
1st round.
No, I'm saying what. It doesn't say like what pick.
Oh, no, it doesn't say what pick, but I mean, it was Trent Williams. Most likely, it's 2010, so it was definitely a top 15, I want to say it was top like 10
top
pick.
5, top 10, yeah.
Yeah, easily. We're talking.
So yeah, that's probably one of my best picks. I mean, he was what we thought he was.
He sure was.
He went on to San Francisco and is still the man. He just got a contract renewal for 2 years, $50 million. So. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like Trent Williams, that's a player that, man, when with him on our side, it's like, yo, we can do anything. We're always going to be good with Trent Williams on this squad.
He was a cornerstone in that 2012 offense when we just shocked the world with that pistol formation and read option. And he's one of the most athletic offensive tackles of all time. And there's a reason why he got a 3rd contract extension, or 4th rather, I believe. So late in his career, because he's still that good. Definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. Wish we could have kept him. I'm gonna take it back
say
for
I made you change your answer or no?
No. We're just gonna run them off here. So I'm gonna take it back for you, Wiggs. I'm gonna take it back to 1983, where we picked the cornerback out of this small town. Let me see if I can find the college here. You ain't even gonna recognize it here. 1983, I believe. Yep.
The year before we were born.
Right. 1983 from Texas A&T, cornerback, 28, Darrell Green. So we got to start off with Darrell Green right now.
Nah, that's a fire pick.
You mentioned that, he was drafted before we were born. So obviously we're showing our ages here, y'all. But I mean, he was the greatest cornerback in franchise history. I mean, there's no doubt. He's on the Mount Rushmore of skins. We'll do that in another episode in the summertime, but he's definitely on my Mount Rushmore. I would probably say as far as cornerbacks, I mean, times have changed. He may not be in like a top 3 for me, but I would definitely keep him in like my top 5 to top 10, obviously. But still the fastest man in the league. I mean, he was the fastest man in the league at 40 years old. He's in his 60s right now, I think, and he's still running like a 4.5. He's still running
it's wild.
All right, so let's switch to bad picks here. Any bad picks that come to mind when you think of the Skins draft? Like any draft busts?
A lot, actually. We lived through the Ron Rivera era, and he couldn't win, man. So a couple to name a few, we could have got Kyle Hamilton. I can't remember who we got in that draft, but I know we could have got Kyle Hamilton.
I think we ended up getting Josh Dotson. Not Josh Dotson.
Okay.
Josh Dotson. That's his name?
Okay, yeah, it's one of them Joshes. That was a receiver that wasn't who we needed him to be. Who else? The Chase Young draft kind of comes up. He wasn't bad, but as a number 2 pick, where there are other good quarterbacks in that draft, I think Justin Herbert was in that draft with Chase Young. You just want Chase Young to be a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, I think in hindsight, we definitely would have taken Herbert. But for sure, at the time, Chase Young was projected to be like this all-time great generational talent. So I kind of take that pick with a grain of salt.
I thought we had somebody that would be here for the next 10, 15 years.
Right.
It's crazy to think that he's off the team already.
Now, speaking of off the team in only one season, I'm going to take it back for you again, Wiggs. 1994 first-round pick, Heath Shuler, quarterback from Tennessee. Now, this year in particular, the two quarterback prospects that were the top quarterbacks at the time was Trent Dilfer and Heath Shuler, right?
I remember that. Yeah.
So Mel Kiper was like, they should take Trent Dilfer. We ended up taking Heath Shuler. And he played 13 games for the franchise, but I think he threw like at least 2 picks in every game that he played. Like he was just trash. He ended up being like a congressman for a few years, but he was like an all-time draft bust. Like think of Ryan Leaf or what's that black dude that played out of LSU? I forgot his name. He played for the Raiders.
Jamarcus
Russell. Think that type of style bust. Like it was dead in the water. So, but to your point, that Ron Rivera era, like there was a lot of draft busts. I mean, like every person for the most part that he drafted is not here anymore. And that's been really this franchise's Achilles heel for decades. I mean, now just to give you an idea of how sometimes it's hit or miss, we not only have one of the greatest cornerbacks of all time, but we also have one of the greatest all-purpose players of all time in Brian Mitchell, who was a 4th-round draft pick in 91. Let me see.
And this is the same Brian Mitchell that does the radio shows, right?
Yeah. Same Brian Mitchell, man. Let's see. Yep. So he was drafted in 1990 in the 4th round. He came out of SW Louisiana, and now he was a quarterback in college.
Oh, okay.
And and then he switched to running back, and he just like went to the special teams after that. After he wasn't really getting much playing time as a running back, So he stayed with the franchise for a while, and that was his primary role, man. Punt returner and kick returner. And he has the second most all-time yards in NFL history, and he's still not in the Hall of Fame, which is blasphemy. But those are like, diamonds in the rough. Another good one is Alfred Morris in the 6th round in 2012. You have your hits or misses, and you have your diamonds in the rough, man. So like, we may be able to find some more of those in this year's draft as well. Now,
all right, hold on. Let me ask you some of the ones from when we were in like high school and college.
Okay.
Just off the top of the dome, pause. So what are some players you think about? Like I can think about LeVar Arrington, Chris Samuel. Like these are players when we were growing up. So what are some players while we were growing up that you think about that we drafted that ended up being either a player that you just really liked, or we all know Sean Taylor.
2023.
We all know Sean 2003.
Taylor. Yeah, he's my favorite draft pick of all time. For the franchise, he's actually my favorite football player of all time, like ever, between him and Randy Moss. But here's some notes: 1999 first round draft pick, cornerback out of Georgia, Champ Bailey.
Okay, we drafted Champ too.
We drafted Champ.
We
Bailey.
traded Champ for Clinton Portis, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And let's see. So here's some good ones here. Let's see. Andre Johnson. So Andre Johnson, he was a tackle. He played 4 games for us.
Dang.
Let's see. Let's go into the 2000s here. So 2000. Let's see. LeVar Arrington was first round in 2000. Chris Samuels was second. I think he was second round, or we drafted up to get him in the first.
They were like back-to-back picks or something, I think.
Oh man, that's crazy. I'm just looking at all these names, man. This is crazy. Fred Smoot, Rod Gardner.
Bro, we had some picks. That's why I'm like, I know you remember that time period. Like, there's got to be some players that stand out to you while we were really watching. Because, as a fan, there are years that you watch where you have the time, you have the free time to go to a bar and watch the games or just watch the games from home, and you really get invested. It's like LeVar Arrington. I just really remember that name for like, I think he was like our number 2 pick. So you think about the high draft picks a lot, like, number 2 or number 3. That's why Chase Young stands out a lot, because that was a number 2 pick. Those are supposed to be can't miss prospects.
Yeah. And it's a shame. Now, getting back to draft busts, right? Just giving you some more. Michael Westbrook. He was a first round draft pick, wide receiver. Didn't pan out. Carlos Rogers, in 2005 was pretty solid.
Yeah, he was okay. He was okay.
Yeah, he was pretty solid. LaRon Landry in 2007.
Solid,
but he didn't pan out. Fred Davis,
wide receiver or tight end?
Let's see. He was a tight end. Let's see. Malcolm Kelly didn't work out too well.
No.
What's the name? Jordan Reed.
Solid.
Remember Jordan Reed?
Yeah, you got to say solid at least. He was just injured.
Yeah, man. He really could have been good, man. But another draft bust. Desmond Howard. You remember him?
We had Desmond Howard? Not from Michigan. Or this was
from Michigan, the dude that did the Heisman pose when he ran the kickback on Ohio State.
Damn, we had Desmond Howard and he didn't do nothing? Sheesh.
Yeah, bro. So we drafted him in the first round as a full-time wide receiver, but come to find out, he was really just a special teams guy. Hence why when he went to Green Bay in 94, I believe, he won the MVP in the Super Bowl when he had 3 kickoff returns for a touchdown.
Wow.
It is what it is. Like, just like Devin Hester. Like, they tried him at wide receiver. They tried him at cornerback. He was just better as a special teamer. But my point with that is like, yeah, you took him in the first round. Okay. He ended up being something else. But then you have a 4th rounder in Brian Mitchell, who ended up being a very, very solid player and should be in the Hall of Fame. Same with Devin Hester. Desmond Howard's not going to the Hall, but like,
yeah.
You just never know. Like these players, they just sometimes they work in the position you draft them for, and sometimes they don't.
Hold up, but you got to go through the Ron Rivera era. You got to go through that real quick, just because that's it led us to Jaden, man. Like that's the real storyline. Is if we didn't go through all of this hell, we wouldn't be where we are. Getting to see the other side, man, with finally getting a quarterback in Jaden Daniels.
So in 2023. The notable draft busts here are Emmanuel Forbes. Quan Martin has turned in pretty solid. And Chris Rodriguez, I don't think he's on the team anymore. And the rest of the dudes aren't worth a squirrel fart. Now, 2022, we got Jahan Doxson. He's gone.
We've been traded him. Yep.
Brian Robinson Jr., he's gone. Sam Howell, he's gone. I don't think Cole Turner is here anymore.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And Chris Paul is still here on a 1-year deal. And then I believe 2021 was his second year with us. Jamin Davis.
Gone.
I think we still have Cosme.
Yep.
Benjamin St. Juice.
Gone.
De'Ami Brown left and came back. Forrest got some playing time, but he's gone. And Dax Milne got some playing time on special teams, but he's gone. And then in 2020, his first year, Chase Young, he's gone. Antonio Gibson, he's gone. I mean, everybody here for the most part looks like they're gone. Cam Curl, he's gone. He's on the Rams,
being successful.
Yeah, right. Being successful. And just to kind of note the draft picks so far, for Peters, I mean, we got 5. I mean, that's working out. Newton, we'll see. Sam Steele, we'll see. Ben Sinnott is on the hot seat. Brian Coleman is, he's solid. He's a spot filler. McCaffrey's almost done. Jordan McGee, I don't know if we still have him. And Jean Baptiste. Yeah, I think we still got him. And then last year we got Josh Connolly, Trey Amos, Jalen Lane, some other dude that's not getting no playing time, and Krosky Merritt. So far as 2025 and 2024, I mean, pretty solid. Yeah, but
the Jaden year is the year, man. Like it all relies on that right now. If Jaden is good, we're gonna be good. If he gets injured again, God forbid. God forbid he gets injured again. If he just isn't up to par, because his accuracy did go down last year, so
I think it can happen. We can take that with a grain of salt, considering all the circumstances. Like no wide receivers to work with, and you're injured. Yeah. There's no continuity there. Yeah. I think if anything, just from a draft standpoint, you got to give each draft year at least 3 years before you even make any type of decision. So this year so the 2024 class, they're on the hot seat this year. And I mean, despite what we feel, a lot of people think that 5 is as well. So we'll see how it goes. Let us know what you think there, Brodies. Click on the bottom right-hand corner and like and subscribe and tell a friend to tell a friend. Now, carrying on with draft week, we got the upcoming draft coming. Pause. And we gave you the top 10. We dropped the top 10. We dropped 10 on them.
Hey, the top 10 was nice, man.
We got some great feedback from views, that. Man. Yeah, so we're going to round everything out in rapid fire here from 11 to 32. So I believe I'm picking up here. I got the odd numbers. We got Miami coming up here. The next best player available is Ruben Bain. Let's just knock that out the park right there. I think that's something that they're going to need.
My other squad.
Yeah, I mean, they got Malik Willis, so their quarterback is set at least for the next year or two. They got Achane, so they got a running back. They lost their wide receivers, so they could go here at this position. It just depends, but at the same time, there's still some wide receivers out there in free agency, and nothing beats a poor offense than a good defense. What do you think, Wicks?
Yep. Tyreek Hill's still out there.
They could bring him back.
They could bring him back. He might go to Kansas City. But I like the pick though. Ruben Bain, listen, man, that's one of my favorite players in this whole draft. So for him to still be available at number 11, if I'm the Dolphins, I'm running up to the podium to make this selection.
Right. I'm with you. All right. So from Florida, we're gonna hop on the plane and ride out there to Texas and do Dallas. Now, who do you got? Dallas Cowboys taking at pick 12.
Hey, why do I feel like I do Dallas every year? But I try to do Dallas right, man. They're gonna go offensive lineman Vega Ione out of Penn State. He's the best guard lineman in this draft, and just get good players, man. Don't worry about what position they play. Are they a good player? Take them. If you know they're going to be a starter for the next 10 years, those are the types of players that you're looking for in the first round. This guy looks like he's going to be able to play that part. So for the Cowboys, they solidify that offensive line. You never go wrong investing in offensive line and defensive line. So
the games are won in the trenches, Wiggs. I completely agree. Now, some people, some critics may say, "Oh, you don't take an offensive guard, this high." And it's like, dude, if he can make your team better, and you feel like you can't get him later on, take him now.
Take him right now.
The last time Jerry Jones focused on building the offensive line was when Dak and Zeke were at their prime, and they went on I think 4 or 5 season streak of 11, 12 plus wins, all because of their offensive line. So I like that pick. Coming in at 13, we got the Los Angeles Rams. Now, quarterback, I don't think they're going to take quarterback this high, obviously. They got their quarterback situation somewhat locked up. Jimmy Garoppolo is flirting with retirement. So we'll see what they do in the later rounds. But for now, they're going to protect the coldest white man in the business, and that's Matt Stafford. So they're going to go offensive line with Marcel Louis-Jacquez, offensive lineman. What do you think, Wiggs?
Now this one, listen, this one is funny because I got to tell the fans, I still thought this was Spencer Fano, like the offensive tackle from Utah. I don't know who this player is. So this is funny because this could either come back as like a typo or something. I've never seen this player. So this one's going to come back as really funny. Because if this player, like wherever he gets drafted, or if it comes out that this was like the writer's name or something like that, this is gonna come out real funny. But if this player is a good offensive lineman, that's perfect for the Rams. You got to protect the best asset, which is your quarterback. And you said it, Cole. He's the coldest white boy in the league, man. He's got the best spiral maybe I've ever seen. So protect him. I think they could probably go wide receiver a little bit later. I think there's some good wide receivers late in the second and third round. So protect the quarterback early. I like it.
Okay. Now, speaking of wide receivers, where you got a certain wide receiver going down 95 north towards Baltimore.
Okay, go. See what you did there. All right, at number 14, the Baltimore Ravens are going to go Jordan Tyson. I love this pick for Baltimore because every team wants to get a wide receiver or a running back, something like that, because it's a skill position. Every team is not going to get it. But when the Ravens have a chance to get a player like this, I think the new coach is probably like, yeah, let's get something for Lamar, because we saw Lamar struggle because other players didn't make plays, whether it was tight end, whether it was kicker. Whoever it was, somebody didn't make a play. Somebody was too old. Somebody was too cold.
Dropping the
ball for whatever reason.
Fumbling the ball.
Yeah, so let's get some young talent in there. I really like Jordan Tyson. Again, if he's not hurt, he's one of the best players in this draft. He's probably going top 5. But because of the injury concern, he's going to go a little bit later.
Yeah.
And I like when a team that's already really close, like the Ravens, can make a play like this, because they don't need Jordan Tyson right away. They already have enough with Lamar and Zay Flowers and
just about to say that.
And Mark
they don't
Andrews.
Need him to do much.
Yep, if he can come in and contribute, perfect. If he needs to take the first 6 weeks off, get his hamstrings right, and then come in and, kill it from there, even better. So that's what I think about Jordan Tyson. What do you think, Cole?
I love the pick, and I love that for them. Like you said, the injury concern is it's valid because most injuries that you deal with in college, they don't stop once you get to the league. So hopefully he has one of those crazy like turnarounds like Steph Curry, where maybe he gets with the right training group and does the right rehab or something. And next thing you know, he just goes on a hot streak. Hopefully, that will happen for him. But I mean, he's one of the most dynamic players, in the draft by far. So definitely like the pick. Now, going back to Florida, Tampa Bay just lost one of the greatest wide receivers in this modern era in Mike Evans. So I think they're going to replace him and help with, Emeka, shouldering the load as the new number one here. So I got Tampa Bay going with Mekhi Lemon, wide receiver. What do you think, Wiggs?
Yeah, that'll be very nice because, like you said, they just lost Mike Evans, one of the best wide receivers in the history, Hall of Fame player right there.
First ballot.
And they're going to replace him with a player that's a little bit of a different style. So I think that would be really interesting. I would love to see something like this go down because it just goes to show how the style of play changes, with the rules in the league where you can't hold on the line and you can't do certain things. Players that are, or I should say wide receivers that are a little bit smaller, like Amon-Ra St. Brown size, they can thrive in the league today because they're not getting held on the line. So Mekhi Lemon's stock goes up from a second round pick to a first round pick to a top 10, top 15 pick. And I really like this for Tampa Bay. Again, if you're either going to protect Baker Mayfield or give him some weapons. So let's see what Baker can do with another weapon. Somebody that looks a little bit different than Mike Evans. So I like it, Cole.
All right. So Sweet 16, we got a particular franchise that is been in rebuild mode since the Truman administration, if you know your presidents. So who do you got in pick 16 going to a particular team up north?
All right. So the New York Jets at number 2 took Arvell Reese. I think that was a great pick. And at number 16, they're going to go Kenyon Sadiq. 2 great athletes, man. If you can get Arvell Reese and Kenyon Sadiq on your team, I feel like you might be going to the playoffs by next year because those are just 2 athletes that are going to contribute in a big, big way. And for the Jets, now you just need your quarterback. And you got Geno Smith.
Geno.
You got Geno, so Geno's going to do a little bit of
something. To the promised land? What's that?
The promised land of the number 1 pick. That's what promised land Geno's going to take him to, the number 1 pick.
He takes to the promised land.
Man, so yeah, Kenyon Sadiq might mess up your number 1 pick plans because he, in my opinion, he's that good. He ran a 4.3 40, so the same way people are going crazy for Sonny Styles, people are going crazy for Kenyon Sadiq. I don't think he is what's my guy to Atlanta, the Falcons tight end?
Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts. I don't think he's another Kyle Pitts because he likes to block. Okay. In my opinion, he likes to play football. He's a football player. He's fast. He knows how to get open in the seam. So for me, Kenyon Sadiq is going to be a problem anywhere he goes. I don't see him getting past the top 20. So I think this is a perfect spot for him.
All right. And they can use some more weapons here. So I definitely agree with that pick. Now, coming in at number 17, we're going to go to the D balls. We got Detroit here. Now, they can go either way. I mean, they can replace the running back that they lost in Montgomery. They can go offensive line. Wouldn't hurt to take another wide receiver. They can go defense. But I think what they're going to focus on primarily is defense because they got some firepower that they're going to be going up against in the NFC North. So I got the Detroit Lions taking Colton Hood, cornerback. What do you think, Wiggs?
I love it, man. They lost one of their cornerbacks to us, Amik St. Robertson.
Yep.
To us. We said it about the Chiefs with Leo Chanel. Get a linebacker. The Lions lose a cornerback in St. Robertson to us. Get another cornerback to replace him. And like you said, Cole, they need defensive help. Their offense is good. The offense is good. They lost a running back. They still have a top 3 running back. They have a top 10 quarterback, a top 10 wide receiver. So top 10 tight end. So Detroit, you're looking good. Good offensive lineman. You're looking really good on offense. You need defense. If Colton Hood can come in there and not just help with interceptions, but actually help them stop the run. Get a defensive player that can help in all facets of the game. That's what the Lions get. That's what I think they get in Colton Hood.
All right. And 18, I believe they call this the Twin Cities, Minnesota?
Yeah.
Who you got Minnesota taking at 18?
Hey, replace a white boy with a white boy, man. That's what they like to do in Minnesota, man. It's the right type of city. They're gonna go with Dylan Thieneman.
The right city.
It's the white type of city. The right type of city. Dylan Thieneman, safety out of Oregon. He's like another Harrison Smith. He's a safety that can cover the whole field. He can come up and play in the box. He's very comparable to Caleb Downs in that he can come and play in the box a lot. I think he has a little bit more range than Caleb Downs. Not to say he's better, because I think Caleb Downs is probably the best player in the box this year. But for Dylan Thieneman, I think he is the type of safety that can show a little bit of range, even if it's just getting a pass breakup in the secondary. And that's what you're going to need when you're picking this high up in the draft. The Vikings are a team that go from 6-8 to 12-4. You know what I mean? 12-5 and make the playoffs. So with a player like this, solidify that defense, they might be able to do something. They got a new quarterback with Kyler Murray. They might be back in the playoffs next year.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Kyler Murray, I think he's good enough to give you at least 6 to 8 wins. And in that defense, they still got Brian Flores. So, yeah, they could very well be back in the mix. A lot of playoff teams that have a down year normally bounce back the next year. And they've been, for the most part, a perennial contender in the playoffs for the better part of the decade here. So, at 19, let's go ahead and go back down 95 South. Let's go to Lil Wiggs, 100 Grand's team, the Carolina Panthers. Now, I think the Panthers are in that position where they can go anywhere they want. Unfortunately, because they won their division with a bad record at 7-9, they're getting a low draft pick where they really should be in the top 15, top 10-ish. So I think at this position, I think it's best that they just continue to protect their quarterback. And I got them taking Monroe Freeland, offensive tackle. What do you think, Wiggs?
I love it, man. Like you said, keep protecting the quarterback. That's your number one asset. And Bryce Young is what, 5'9"? He's like my height, bro.
With stilts on, he's 5'5".
Yeah. So if I'm out there, draft as many offensive linemen as you can. If there's somebody out there that's my size, so I like the pick, man.
All right. And rolling 20s here. We're at pick 20. We got Dallas again. So the first pick was the right butt cheek, and this pick is the left butt cheek.
Oh man. So there were still some really good offensive linemen on the board here. I was really thinking about going offensive line, but I already went guard with Vega Ione here at number 12. And since I'm picking again here, I figured let's stay in the trenches, but go on the defensive side. Okay. With Akeem Mesidor, defensive end out of Miami. He was opposite of Ruben Bain. And if you watch any of the college football playoffs, you saw Mesidor and Bain just wreaking havoc all playoffs long. Mesidor really stood out to me as a player that if Bain was a really strong player, Mesidor was a really fast player. But both of these players have the opposite thing. Like, Bain is strong and fast. Mesidor is fast and strong. So he's worked his way into the first round. And for me, he goes top 20. to the Cowboys. Okay. What do you think, Coach?
I like it. I mean, the Cowboys, I mean, they're not a bad team. I think because the owner meddles so much, they can't get it out of their own way. And then also some of their players, same situation, they can't get it out of their own way. Like Dak Prescott, he's been an MVP candidate, but when it matters, he doesn't show up. Or the offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator has been calling plays flawlessly. They got 12 wins, but then when they get to the playoffs, they outsmart themselves. I don't know what it is, but offensive line, defensive line, that's where the Super Bowls are won, in the trenches. So I definitely like that pick. And they got to do something, because if we get Jeremiah Love, they're going to need somebody to stop the run. So I like that pick.
Hey, we get Jeremiah.
I hope so, man. That would be great. Now, primetime pick, number 21, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, they're not going to go quarterback, obviously. It's so funny. They're still waiting on Aaron Rodgers to let him know if he's coming back or not. But I think whoever plays quarterback, they have to protect him. So I'm going offensive lineman again. I got them taking Caden Proctor, offensive tackle. What do you think, Wicks?
I like it, man. He's like the biggest damn lineman in the draft. Playing in Alabama, the SEC, so he's going against top tier talent. And he's an athlete. For a guy that's 300 to 350 pounds, he's an athlete. You like that out of a lineman. We just talked about Trent Williams. The thing that people liked about him was they call him the dancing bear. An athlete with good feet. So that's what you want to see out of a player like Caden Proctor. Going 21 to the Steelers.
Sub 540?
I believe so, at like 300 and something pounds. So that just tells you how crazy that is, man. So no, I really like that for the Steelers. And like you said, I think Aaron Rodgers might be coming back next year. So
he's coming back. He's just being a BAN.
So yeah, so just get whoever it is protected, and we'll see where they go from here.
All right. So let's go over to the west side here. Pick 22, Los Angeles Chargers. Who you got?
So we saw their Achilles heel last year. It's been offensive line. It feels like it's been offensive line for every year. There's always a reason that's not Justin Herbert. We know There's something. It's just not Justin Herbert's fault. We can tell you that much. So let's protect Justin Herbert. We're going to go Spencer Fano, offensive tackle out of Utah.
All right.
But yeah, we got to protect. We got to protect our number one asset in Justin Herbert. We'll see what we can do. But I think Spencer Fano is another athlete. He's another offensive tackle that is going to be really good against the pass, but can also get active in the run game.
That's going to be important.
Yeah, he likes to get nasty, Paul. So I think he's going to be.
It's a children's show.
So I think he's going to make a good impact for the Chargers, man.
Yeah, I like the pick, man. Harbaugh is a run first type of guy anyway. So getting another offensive lineman that can help with run blocking is going to be pertinent for them. Now, we got to go up 95 again. It's about an hour and a half from where I stay. Now they got the best cheesesteaks in town. All right, but outside of that, their football team can, they can go to where. So at pick 23, I don't care what they do, but I think they got to replace AJ Brown. So I got them taking Casey Conception. Very interesting name, and hopefully he can be an interesting player for Philadelphia. What do you think, Wiggs?
Hey, Coach said, let me sabotage him here, man. If I got to pick for the enemy, let me sabotage him. No, right. I like this pick, man, because you're right. It looks like AJ Brown is out of the door, and if you lose a player like him, you got to replace him because he's a big part of their offense. He's a big part of the reason that those holes open for Saquon. He's a big part of the reason that Devontae Smith can get single coverage. He's a big part of the reason that Jalen Hurts can look the way that he does because you have a player like AJ Brown. So I love this pick for them. Just go ahead and replace it. Get first round receiver that's in there for 4 or 5 years, and somebody that won't complain because they're the younger receiver to Jalen Hurts, compared to Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown being, bumping heads because AJ Brown is like, well, I want the ball more and I want to have a bigger role,
and then drop the ball when it matters.
You're winning chips,
right?
Shut up, my boy. So I think this will work out really well for Philly, and I think for the coach, this is the direction that they need to go. Like, I don't think he doesn't need anything harder than what it is already, because he's a problem himself. So it's like, let's get players that are not going to make things harder on him.
Wow. Like, especially when we're winning. I can see if they were the Browns. I can see if they've been the Skins these past few years. You're winning. So I agree. Get some fresh legs in here, someone who's hungry, someone who's still green, and someone that can buy into the system. Because I guarantee you they're going to choose the quarterback over a wide receiver, even if the quarterback isn't as good as they think he is. But you need
quarterback over the coach, quarterback over everybody.
Exactly. And Hurts is a proven winner, so he ain't going nowhere. Speaking of losing franchises, at pick number 24, we got the Cleveland Browns. Now, I got them going with, I'm sorry, this is your pick. My bad.
I got this.
My fault.
The Browns are going to go with wide receiver Omar Cooper out of Indiana.
Omar Cooper Jr., okay.
Mr. Toe Tap to save the undefeated season in Indiana. He played a big part in Fernando Mendoza being the number one pick. He was his number one receiver. So you got to go first round. Yep. If Mendoza is that good, whoever he was thrown to had to be that good. And Omar Cooper was, in my opinion, really good.
Okay.
So I'm happy to see him go in the first round here. And I think for the Browns, who did they get in the first round? Let me double check. Francis Marinoa. So you go offensive tackle, and then wide receiver. If you're Deion Sanders, this is what you would do for your son, for Shedeur Sanders.
Yep, you got to build around him.
When you can build something like this for a player like Deion, for a player like Shedeur or any quarterback, this is the ideal setup. Get an offensive tackle, get a wide receiver. It's another reason why I think the Commanders are going to go receiver or running back this year. Cause I think Jeremiah Love's going to be gone. So I think the Commanders will be going receiver, man.
It's possible, man.
Not to get too far off topic.
No, this is the purpose of the mock. This is not 100% accurate. I think we were like 20 some odd % from the field last year. But it's good to think that, these particular positions or players can fit with these particular teams. And I think that Amari Cooper will be a good pick because they need to get some weapons out there. The defense is pretty much set, but they got Myles Garrett. So at 25, the Windy City, Chicago Bears. Now, they just lost their wide receiver and DJ Moore, but their defense was the reason, if you ask me, why they got eliminated in the playoffs. They couldn't stop a runny nose. So I got them taking Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, the safety. What do you think, Wiggs?
Love it, man. This is a lot of people are calling him the Nick Emmanwori of this year. You know how high I was on Emmanwori last year, and he proved his point. He ended up winning a championship with the Seattle Seahawks. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren could very well do that same thing with the Chicago Bears. They're very close. Caleb Wilson, it's a lot of Caleb's coming into the league, but Caleb Wilson showed us who he was. And if you can get that defense to be just a little bit better, they had some decent safeties last year, but if you can get somebody that's even better to come in there, solidify that defense, I think this could end up being a really good pick for the Bears.
Okay. Now going out there to Buffalo, who do you got them taking at pick 26?
Yeah, so DJ Moore leaves Chicago and goes to Buffalo, and we do the same thing here. And the Bills, we know that Josh Allen is going to do his thing. It doesn't matter who he's out there with. Even when he's with the number one running back, they're going to say he doesn't have help because he's the white guy.
He's the white LeBron James.
Hey, he don't have help, even though he got the number one running back on the team.
Right.
But right now, the Bills, we're going to go defense. Cassius Howe out of Texas A&M, the defensive end. And this is he's a fast guy. This is one of those guys that's probably not going to be able to help you on running downs, but he's like Von Miller. When Von Miller was with Buffalo, they damn near won the Super Bowl. He can rush the passer. He can impact that part of the game, and that's something that the Bills need. When you get to the level that they're at, you either need players that are going to affect the run or affect the pass or contribute in the passing game or contribute in the rushing game. So, when you can get somebody that's a specialty player like Cassius Howe, I think for the Bills, this is going to end up working out really well for them.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they're in the AFC. There's a lot of quarterbacks that good quarterbacks that are going to be facing in the playoffs. So they need someone that's going to be able to, have a meeting at the quarterback here on a regular basis. So I like that pick. Now, let's go over to the Bay Area, San Francisco 49ers. Now, like I said, when we were going over this, Wiggs, in a Shanahan system, it don't matter who the quarterback is, who the running back is, who the wide receivers are. It don't matter. It's all about the offensive line and their zone blocking scheme. So I got them bulking up the offensive line and just taking Caleb Lomu, offensive tackle. What do you think, Wiggs?
I love it, man. Brock Purdy. I like Brock Purdy, man. I don't know what anybody else feels about Brock Purdy, but I like Brock Purdy. So protect your asset. I think the 49ers, not only Brock Purdy, but Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
He's a beast, but they run him ragged, and let's get him, if he can, be able to run through some holes that are a little bit wider, let him do that. But I like this pick for the 49ers. They can go defense a little bit later, but let's solidify that offense.
All right. Now, as far as solidifying an offense, a particular team in Texas as well needs some help on that line. So who do you got Houston taking at 28?
Man, so I'm really happy that this player is still on the board for the Houston Texans. We saw CJ Stroud struggle last year in the playoffs, and a big part of that, in my opinion, in that game was just offensive line play. Like, he did not have a lot of help. So we're going to go Max Ihanachor out of Arizona State, offensive tackle. Hey, I think I got it right. I'm not gonna lie. I think I got that one right. Max Ihanachor out of Arizona State, offensive lineman.
Okay.
And this is just what CJ Stroud needs. Again, protect your asset. If you don't have one, go defensive line. If you have one, go offensive line. We've done it. We got Tunsil for us and Connor Lee. 2 years in a row, we've got offensive line help for the Commanders. So any other team, I'm going to say do the same thing. So
it's important. If anything, this year's Super Bowl champion and playoffs rather have shown us that you need a running back and you need offense and defensive line if you expect to go anywhere in the playoffs. So as far as the next pick here, their offensive line is somewhat set, and so is their defense. But the Kansas City Chiefs at pick 29 need some wide receiver weapons for Mahomes to throw to. So I got them taking Denzel Boston. What do you think, Wiggs?
I like it, man. Like, for the Chiefs to be this high in the draft twice, because at 9, the Chiefs got Sonny Styles. So they're already working with something positive. They already have defense. Like you said, they've already got a good defensive line, good offensive line. They brought in another running back in Kenneth Walker. So let's go receiver. Let's just continue to help out Patrick Mahomes and get Denzel Boston, a young receiver that's big, fast, has good hands, can catch, can run the routes that you want him to run. And again, this is a team that could go from missing the playoffs to making the playoffs.
Oh, they're not
just making the playoffs, but winning the Super Bowl. Like, it could really
They're
be
definitely
that
bouncing
series.
back.
And Denzel Boston could play a big role in that. So I love this pick for the Chiefs.
Nice. All right. So another franchise that has 2 picks in the first round. We're going back down there to Miami. So who you got? Miami taking at pick 30, Wicks.
I love this pick because I got to make this pick, and this is what I would do if I was the GM for my Miami Dolphins. This is a team that saw Zach Thomas anchor that defense in the linebacker position. And if we have a chance to get Jacob Rodriguez in the first round, we need to go ahead and do it. Don't wait for the second round. Don't try to wait around and see if we can get him later on.
Get him now.
Jump on it. Get him now. He's going to be a great linebacker, in my opinion. Maybe not as good as Zach Thomas was, because that's a Hall of Fame linebacker.
Right.
But he's somebody that can make turnovers. He's somebody that can cause fumbles. He's somebody that will really make an impact, in my opinion, in year one. So I think he's worth a first-round pick from my Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, I like it. Now, I mean, their offense is going to be, I hate to say it, it's going to be their strong point, because they got Achane and they're expecting solid play from Willis, right? So, but one thing I can say is they don't have many weapons outside of Achane. They lost their wide receivers. So, and I don't know who their tight end is. So, unless they like get some B-list players off the free agency list or whatever, they're going to need to bulk up that defense to give themselves a chance. So I definitely like that pick. And, you know, just like the Dolphins, they play this particular team in the same division, the New England Patriots. So if they're going to go linebacker, Wiggs, they're going to need to protect your boy Drake May. So I got the New England Patriots getting an offensive tackle and Blake Miller to protect against the Dolphins' Jacob Rodriguez pick. What do you think?
Love it, man. I mean, we saw offensive tackle be a big problem for them in the Super Bowl and the playoffs. Let me not just say the Super Bowl, but the playoffs as well. So again, we called it all day. This game is won in the trenches. Go get a defensive lineman. Go get an offensive lineman. Protect that quarterback all you can. I love this pick for the Patriots. Mm-hmm. And I think Blake Miller is another one of those big athletes. He's played in the SSC. He's gone against a talent that's going to be in the NFL. Get this offensive tackle while you can, because he's going to play for 10 years. Whether it's a tackle, guard, it doesn't even matter. He's going to be on your line contributing. I love the pick. Yeah.
And wrapping things up here, we got the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks here. Now, who do you got them picking at 32 to round off the first round, Wiggs?
All right, so the Seahawks, they do not need much, but they did lose a couple players in free agency because they won the championship. And one of those players that they're going to have to replace is a cornerback. So I'm going Chris Johnson out of San Diego State, cornerback. And this is a tall cornerback. This is a cornerback that's going to be like the Richard Sherman prototype.
Okay.
So in my opinion, Seattle, just rebuild that Legion of Doom. Like, continue building a defense that cannot be stopped. Continue applying pressure to the entire league. I wanted to go receiver here, but a lot of the receivers were gone early as well because they lost Rashid Shaheed in free agency. So that was something I was thinking about. Maybe Jeremy Bernard out of Alabama. Okay. But continue to solidify that defense, and your offense won't have to do as much because, yeah, you guys had a great defense. So that's it, man. That's the first round. Okay. Mock.
So there you have it there, Brodies. The second annual BST Mock Draft is completed. Like, I mean, hey, bro, I don't think Bama's understand, like, it takes a lot of work to do this. You know what I'm saying? And we're the best in the business, y'all. Like, I don't care what no one says. Okay, so that completes the second annual BST Mock Draft. And that's our episode for today.
Hold up, Cole. I did have one question before we complete the episode.
All right.
You gotta give me pause. I'm gonna pause it before I ask. You gotta give me your favorite premium position. So the premium position for players, because we've been talking about the draft, and we've been talking about players like Jeremiah Love going at running back, Carnell Tate being the number one receiver, defensive ends like Ruben Bain, David Bailey, and Arvell Reese. In your opinion, outside of quarterback, what is the number one premium position? And then we might have to get Brody after dark. What's the premium position in the bedroom? What have to get both of them?
I would say offensive tackle.
Okay.
Like left tackle.
Building the trenches.
Building the trenches, man. It's all about the offensive line. And as far as everything else, man, I mean, I'm the GOAT, man. I'm always gonna come out on top. Now that's all, bro. That's our show. Well, definitely appreciate y'all tuning in, y'all. Yo, click on the bottom right hand corner, like and subscribe on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. It's the Godhead Lord Code World. It's Jay Wiggs over there, my right hand man, y'all. It's Brody Sports Talks, y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.